Well, the hotel industry has been devastated by the COVID-19 pandemic. According to global hospitality data company STR, occupancy was down almost 90% in Europe last week. Sao Paulo has been one of the markets most affected by COVID-19. Occupancy there is down around 93%. Sub-Saharan Africa reported a 15% decline in occupancy. And in the US alone, almost 70% of rooms are empty, and 4 million jobs in the industry have been lost. Now, with their regular guests gone, some hotels are keeping the lights on by welcoming weary frontline responders. CGTN's Dan Williams has more from Chicago.
What was once a novelty has become an unbearable normality. Chicago's usually busy downtown area all but shut down due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Without tourists, without conventions, the hotel industry here and across the US has been devastated. Occupancy rates have gone from near 70% to single digits.
We see all these hotels that have closed their doors, and we realize that many of them won't open their doors again. They just can't make a go of it. Even if you see the big name at the top of the hotel, there's a small business owner who owns that business, that property, who's got to make ends meet.
America's largest convention center, McCormick Place, has now been turned into a medical care facility. And with the convention industry unlikely to resume anytime soon, hotels look set to miss out on that key business sector for the foreseeable future.
About a third of the total business for the nation comes out of conventions. And that business has been precluded. Chicago even more so, because half of our business comes out of the convention industry.
It is estimated that the US hotel industry employs around 8.3 million people, with many of those jobs now furloughed in an effort to steer companies through the pandemic. Against that backdrop, some hotels are looking into other ways in order to stay operational during this bleak period. Some are even opening their doors free of charge to healthcare workers and other first responders. The Sophie Hotel in Chicago closed to the public in March and donated its rooms to doctors, nurses and other medical staff working nearby at the Chicago Medical Center.
Considering everything in our industry and how this has impacted our industry, we've been able to keep our doors open and keep our lights on.
Guests check in remotely, avoiding contact with staff. Sanitizing wipes are freely available, while communal activities like the bar and restaurant are closed.
We only occupy these rooms every 3 days. So if a room checks out, our team members cannot clean a room until 3 days, in which we do not occupy a guest in that room for a minimum of 3 days.
Other hotels have struck deals with authorities to provide rooms for first responders, healthcare workers and others needing to self-isolate.
The reimbursement isn't as strong as what their traditional would be, but it's a negotiated rate, and it does provide business activity and it provides employment for the people that are there.
Despite these initiatives, the hotel industry faces difficult months ahead, with fears that some of the temporary closures could become permanent. Dan Williams, CGTN, Chicago.